So in today's video, I'm going to be going over the best exclusive units with a semi-farmable super attack, and I already did this for the exclusive units with a farmable super attack, so if you haven't seen that already, I will leave it linked at the end as always. But let me know in the comment section down below what you think about this video, if you want me to do this again in the future when more units come out. And yeah, I hope you guys are having a great day, and if you do enjoy today's video, consider leaving a like and subscribing if you are new. But here we go, I'm going to start off with Tech Golden Frieza, and I feel like this is one of the units that has one of the easiest methods to farm, not farm his super attack, but to increase the super attack. So basically it requires the Battle of Gods, not Battle of Gods, it requires the Resurrection F events to be here, and as long as you have multiple first form Frieza, second form, third forms, or even final forms, you're going to be fine. Basically, you take the medals from the Resurrection F event, and then you awaken the first form, second form, third form, final form into Golden Frieza, and then you can just feed the super attack. Well, you can feed them into Golden Frieza, and I believe you do need, like, to get that 100% increase, you will need to use Supreme Kais or Elder Kais. I think it varies with every unit, because I believe there's like 7 or 8 different forms that you can actually Dokkan into Golden Frieza. So there's most, like, this is why I say that this is one of the units that has the easiest way to increase their super attack level. Obviously you have Super Saiyan 3 Goku right here, who has a farmable super attack, but in a way, I do feel like it's much easier to just go with the summonable ones, because you don't have to rely on drop rates. Granted, his drop rate's pretty decent, but you don't have to go through as many steps to raise Golden Frieza super attack. It's literally awaken that super rare into an SSR, and then just take that SSR into Golden Frieza, awaken that, and, you know, that's it. You don't need any medals from special events. Well, you do need medals from the story events, but you don't need medals from any Dokkan events, of course. It's a shame that they didn't release a, you know, a Golden Frieza that you can specifically farm to just raise the super attack. But instead, you do have to cut. To be fair, that's probably why they didn't, because there was already a way to raise the super attack level through the Resurrection F event. I personally haven't done it, but to quickly touch on if it's worth it, I definitely feel like it is worth it, especially when the Extreme Tech League comes out. Obviously, that is not out yet on the Japanese version of the game. But when it eventually does come out, Golden Frieza is going to be an optimal unit on that team, and at Super Attack 10, he's going to be hitting extremely hard. So I definitely feel like if you have the medals available to you and the event is here, I would definitely go ahead and just raise the super attack as much as you can. I'm granted the event doesn't come back too frequently, but especially when using Kais, even if you can just, like, if you have the medals like sitting there and you find someone in the barbershop, maybe just try to awaken 1 or 2 Golden Friezas and then obviously feed him into this one, because getting him to level 3 just makes a massive difference already. And if you want to use Kais the rest of the way, that's fine, because I would imagine that the majority of you just have a few, you know, different form Friezas just laying around. Okay, so we are now moving on to the next unit, and that next unit is Tech Beerus, and again, I do not have him on the Japanese version of the game, but he is very interesting. Basically, if you have the best team possible, he isn't going to make it on your team. But if you have a team like mine, he is definitely a very good unit, because I have 3 Shocking Speed units here. And the reason why I say that is because Shocking Speed isn't a very good link on a monotech team, just because the majority of the units don't have it. For example, before you had Golden Frieza, you had, I should probably plug my charger in. You had Golden Frieza, you had Beerus, of course, you had Whis, you had Pikkon, but none of them were necessarily optimal, because you could just, like, use LR Goku, Bardock, Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, you know, all those units, they just split the events, and now Super Saiyan 3 Goku here. The teams tend to be a bit more over flash, prepared for battle orientated, so that's just the optimal team, of course. But if you were to use a team like mine, it definitely would be beneficial to run a unit like Beerus, and the reason why is because, like I said before, you have multiple over and flash units, and the rotations would most likely consist of Super Saiyan 3 Goku, and then obviously Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, and then in the next rotation it would probably be, like, honestly I prefer using, in the second rotation, Pikkon and Whis, just so I can lower his attack like every other turn, and then in the other turn, which contains Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Gotenks, I do damage there, and of course, my floaters would be Beerus, if I did have him, it would be Beerus, Super Saiyan Gotenks, and then it would be another Super Saiyan 3 Goku. So, like I said before, on a team like mine, it definitely is worth farming a super attack, but to talk about how you farm, well, not farm a super attack, but to talk about how you raise a super attack, basically you summon the tech super rare Beeruses from any banner, and then when you get them, you use the medals from the Beerus event to Dokkan him, and obviously keep in mind that oh, I got my mic. To do this, you have to make sure that every single exclusive unit is on Dokkan. I would imagine that a lot of you know that by this point, especially if you've been playing for a while. Make sure they're on Dokkan, otherwise the chance to raise a super attack is like 5%, which is like ridiculously low. So you Dokkan the Beerus from a super rare to an SSR, and then you go ahead and use the medals from the Beerus event to Dokkan him even more, and then you feed that Beerus, who should be an ultra rare, into the Transcendent Ultra Rare one, which is an exclusive unit, and the chance to raise a super attack should be 100%. And like I said before, whether you should do it or not is up to you, depending on your team. If, like, at the moment, I kind of feel like I shouldn't do it, just because it wouldn't benefit me that much, because personally, I don't have the resources to do it. And even on Global Pardon Me, where I do have the resources to do it, I just don't feel like it would be, it'd be beneficial to my team. So I already have a very good team. But again, that's just from my perspective. And on a team on Global, JP, pardon me, this one in particular, it would be extremely beneficial. But again, you have to think about the resources and would it really benefit me in the grand scheme of things. However, there is a theory. Okay, what Fury Mode, Beerus. There is a theory that the next physical super lead is actually going to be a physical type Beerus. So if that is the case, then by all means go ahead and just farm as well, not farm. You know what I mean? Go ahead and just try to awaken as many tech Beeruses as you can to raise the super attack of the physical one. If that is actually going to happen. If it doesn't, okay, no biggie. But should you raise the super attack 50-50? Like, depending on your team, make the decision for yourself. It would benefit him, obviously, especially if he does have several ability system buffs. It's not hard by any means, but you do have to think about the fact that you may pull better units in the future. Granted, that may happen at any time, but if you already have like close to an optimal team, I definitely don't feel like it's necessary for you to raise a super attack that much. So the next unit that we are going to be taking a look at is your boy Super 17, and literally took me forever to find this friend. So a shout out to everyone that added me for this guy. Wow, literally no one uses this guy. To be fair, I don't think that many people went for him. I don't know, he just isn't that popular of a character, which makes sense, I suppose. But again, I definitely feel like they should have a system where you can pick the friendly that you want, because the free-to-play players, like, this could be the only lead that you have, and that sounded weird, and you may not even be able to use him because no one else does, which sucks. But anyway, he kind of started the trend. Wait, who came first, actually? Was it 17? Yeah, he actually started the trend for, the farmable super attacks of, like, the new era of leads. And the reason why I say this is because they released the tech and physical type Android 17s, and then you can obviously awaken those into Super Android 17 and then feed them into this one. It's kind of funny because those Android 17s have the Big Bad Boss's link, whereas the agility type does not have that link, which is a very important, well, I'm going to say it's very important, but it definitely would have made it much better. But the point is, you can farm the physical Android 17 and, well, I keep saying farm. You can summon the physical and tech Android 17, use the medals from the Super 17 event to awaken them, and then obviously you feed them into Android 17. So it's definitely worth to, farm his super attack because he is a very good unit despite not being the best lead. Just any Neo God lead, I can't believe I was calling him that. Just any lead is worth farming their super attack. So if you have him and you have a few of those, Android 17s just sitting around, I would definitely recommend that you do it. I don't guarantee that you're going to find a 17 friend, but it's definitely possible if you're lucky enough. Or maybe you just go on, just delete all your friends, and when you eventually find an Android 17 lead, you find them, because I think they are very scarce. So the next unit that we are going to be taking a look at is STR Janemba, and to be honest, you can take the in-type into account as well, because he is an exclusive unit, and you can raise the super attack of both of these great units with this method, so to speak. So you summon the agility Fat Janembas, and then you obviously Dokkan them with the medals from the Janemba event and raise the super attack of the in-type and the STR type. Granted, well, I say granted, but you can, like, if you really don't want to put up with Janemba's consistent dodging, you can always do the original Z-Hard stage, which would take you, like, what, 35 attempts per, awakening, which is absolutely terrible. But I know that a lot of people don't like this event, like the Janemba event in particular, because of how much he dodges. So to do that 9 times, so what, 9 times 35 is just under 350 medals, let's just say that. So to farm, like, to get that many medals on that event, I would imagine is definitely going to be a pain in the arse. Just awakening a Janemba alone must be, like, terrible, and I know what it is like firsthand to just have him dodge everything. I would imagine that all of you know what it's like to have him dodge everything, so yeah. Pretty straightforward. It's the exact same method. Well, all of them have the exact same method, but it's basically like 17. Like I said before, he basically started the trend for the farmable super attacks for all the villains. And I just noticed that apart from Super Saiyan 3 Goku, like neither of them, well, none of the new super leads have a farmable super attacks, but the villains do, which is great. And maybe the reason why they did that is because they want more people to be summoned for the villains, which is fair enough. So far, Super 17, Golden Frieza, Beerus, and then of course we have Janemba. Did I miss someone? I think that's everyone. So yeah, you can raise the In-type and STR type. Would I recommend it for the STR type? 100%. In-type, 100%. They are both optimal on their respective teams. Janemba, like the Int one, like obviously the STR one is going to be better on a villain team. So I would still do it despite that, you know. So moving on to the final units, and of course we have Int Kid Buu, who has no key links. But the point is, he follows the exact same steps, pretty much. That's 17 and Janemba, and basically you take the STR buff Buu from the events that you managed to summon on, or pull him from, and then you awaken him into Kid Buu, and then you just feed him into this one, and again it's just following like the path that the other ones have followed, in which they all have farmable super attacks. And of course this just happened. Never happened in the other videos, but it happens now. So basically the point is, which I would imagine that a lot of you have gathered by now, and of course I will be leaving pictures up on the screen for you guys as always. It's pretty straightforward, nothing crazy. The event's pretty easy. Granted, he does super attack like crazy during that physical stage, but apart from that, you won't encounter too many problems. Well actually, I think he does. I believe that he can just farm the first event, but I don't think you want to do that because it will just take you hours. Well, not hours, yeah, it will take you hours realistically. And this event isn't too hard anyway, but I think I've pretty much gone over all the units. Wow, okay, I've never seen that before actually. I think I've pretty much gone over all the units, but as always, I hope you guys did enjoy the video, and if you did, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more. I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you all in the next one.